Hello, my very good friends, my wonderful students and teachers and anybody listening to me. Today we have a wonderful practical lesson whereby we are looking at the test for cations. And from what we discussed earlier, we have 8 cations we are going to test today. We have calcium, magnesium, we have the ZAP, that is zinc, aluminium, we have lead ions, then we have the colored ions, that is copper ions, we have ion 2 ions, and ion 3 ions. Let's dig in. The main reagents for the test of cations are sodium hydroxide solution and ammonium hydroxide solution, or simply ammonia. When testing for these, we mainly start with the sodium hydroxide solution. So today we start with the sodium hydroxide solution so that we can see how sodium hydroxide behaves both in few and also in excess sodium hydroxide. So we have two substances here, and we are not sure the kind of ions inside these substances. The first substance is this, so we don't know this was first substance. It's a colorless substance solution. We don't know what is in there, but at the end of our test today, we should be able to tell what we have in here. And then our second solution is this here. We also don't know what is in there, but after testing, we should be able to tell. So let's start with the solution. Let's start with the solution here. Into a clean test tube, you are mainly taught to dissolve a substance and then you divide it into portions. So into the first portion, yes, this is my first portion. Into my first portion, and 3 drops of sodium hydroxide and 3 drops of sodium hydroxide. So I want you to see what will happen very well here. My 3 drops, 1, 2, 3. Even without shaking, I have already formed my white precipitates. I have already formed my white precipitates. Here we have my white precipitates. Even without shaking the content, I already have my white precipitate. This simply tells you that up to that point, it simply tells you that there is either magnesium, calcium, zinc, aluminium, or lead ions. There is a possibility of all of them 5 to be in here. Why? Because we have just added few drops, that is around 3 drops. But we have ruled out that we don't have copper ions because the solution did not turn, because the solution was colorless. This one of they are colored ions, they are colorless ions. So we have ruled out copper ions, which is blue, ion 2 ions, which is green, and ion 3 ions, which is brown. Then till excess. Now to and excess, we and excess. No matter how much I earn, this one is not turning. Look at this. No matter how much I earned, the solution is still white. So what do I write in the observation column? White precipitate formed in few, insoluble in excess. Insoluble, why? Because it is not dissolving to form a colorless solution. So if a substance behaves that way, it simply tells you there is a possibility of magnesium or calcium ions. We have ruled out the ZAP because the solution did not turn colorless in excess. That is using sodium hydroxide. And then another scenario whereby we go to our second solution. This is my second solution here. And then I add my portion here. I add my portion here. And then 3 drops of sodium hydroxide. Let's see what will happen. First drop. 1, 2, 3. Already I have formed white precipitate in there. And see the white precipitate. I already have my white precipitate in here. When I added a few drops, even without shaking. So that tells you, don't worry about the children. They are designed to play. So, what does this tell you? What about if I add in excess? Let's see. So adding in excess, white, still white, still. Oh, look at the white is disappearing. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. The solution turns colorless. The solution becomes colorless. Look at that. Those are just bubbles, just some words for it to settle down. So the white precipitate have disappeared. So what do I say in the observation? White precipitate formed in few, soluble in excess, or white precipitate in few, colorless solution formed in excess. It is only the 3 sisters or the ZAP that behave that way. So the inference is zinc ions, aluminum ions, or lead ions present. That way, we have ruled out the presence of calcium or magnesium ions.